All right. Looks like we've got 11, 12 participants already. Should start climbing up now that it's 3 o'clock.
It's good.
All right. Looks like we've got 11, 12 participants already. Should start climbing up now that it's 3 o'clock.
It's good.
All right.
Welcome to Denver Startup Week. I'm Ben Data,
12
co-chair of
participants
DSW.
already. Should
This
start
year marks
climbing
the
up
10-year
now that it's 3
anniversary of
o'clock.
Denver Startup Week. This community has been the catalyst for lots of change over the past decade. And this week, we're coming together to celebrate the past and dream big for the future.
All right.
We are able to bring Denver Startup Week to this community.
Welcome
to Denver Startup 2020. I'm Ben Data, co-chair of our HQ title sponsor. This year marks the 10-year anniversary of Denver Startup Week, whose leadership this community has been the catalyst for lots of change over the past decade. Downtown Denver coming together to celebrate the past, hotel, and dream big for the future.
All right.
We are able to bring Denver Startup Week to this community.
Welcome to Denver Startup
2020.
2020.
I'm Ben Data, co-chair of our HQ title sponsor. This year marks the 10-year anniversary of Denver Startup Week, whose leadership this community has been the catalyst for lots of change over the past decade. Designer Track, Battery 621 in the Public Works. People Track, Exactly. And Spotlight event sponsor, Strat Labs. Our headline event sponsors are bringing the excitement this week. Thank you to B-Side Fun, Colorado Public Radio, Comcast, Coors Brewing Company, Denver Pavilions, Entrepreneurship at the University of Denver, Gusto, JP Morgan Chase, Method, Moss Adams, Pine Insurance, Promontory Mortgage Path, Red Bull Basement, Southwest, Tattered Cover, and VF Venture Foundry. Finally, thank you to our partner and member sponsors listed on the screen. Please say thank you to these companies as you enjoy our hybrid Denver Startup Week. And don't forget to use hashtag Den Startup Week to share your experience and moments of inspiration on social media. Have a great week.
Welcome to this session of Denver Startup Week. I'm Serene Pappenfuss, a principal at Kickstart Fund. We're on a mission to build great companies in the Wild West by backing the boldest entrepreneurs with capital, community, and expertise for the journey. A lot of VCs happen to invest in Colorado. At Kickstart, we focus on it. We love our Colorado startups, Sondermind, Nomad, Pomp, and Havenly, just to name a few. Because we were among the first seed funds in the region, we know what it's like to start something before others understand your vision, which means we're willing to lead investments in promising teams. We use our experiences to grow your startup and recruit top talent. Our portfolio is filled with visionary founders like you who are committed to moving the whole ecosystem together. It's the network effect in full effect. Raising venture capital is more than swapping shares for money. It's inviting the right investors to complement your team. We hope we'll be your choice for seed funding in the Mountain West, and we hope you enjoy this session.
Thank you for joining us for the 10th anniversary of Denver Startup Week. At Denver Startup Week, we strive to make all of our sessions a space where attendees can connect, learn, and grow, regardless of age, gender identity, gender expression, race, ability, sexual orientation, or the combination of those identities. There's something for everyone at DSW, thanks to all of our community members who submitted their best content to make this week what it is. And thank you for joining us. Thank you to our sponsors for their support in helping us to keep DSW free and accessible for all, especially our Founder Track sponsor, Kickstart. With that, please enjoy this session and the entire week ahead.
Okay, well, let's kick this off. Welcome everybody to Startup Marketing Strategies at Every Stage. I'm Peter Adams, and I'm managing partner at Rocky's Venture Fund and executive director at Rocky's Venture Club. And I just want to say, for those of you who are on this call, this is going to be a great session. We have 3 CEOs of well-known Colorado companies at different stages who we're going to be talking about marketing strategies as they go through their company life cycles. So I'm going to start just by asking the CEOs to introduce themselves, and I'll start with Shail Mehta, who's the CEO and founder of Last Game Board.
Hi, everyone. Nice to meet you. Thanks, Peter. My name is Shaya. Like Peter said, I'm the CEO and founder of The Last Game Board, and we are building a tabletop console called Game Board. So I want everyone to think Peloton meets Kindle for board games, right? It's a 16 by 16 inch hardware device. You turn it on, you have access to a library of games. You click on whichever game you want to play, and the board becomes it. Our patented tech allows for you to integrate physical pieces, any like a chess set you have at home. You can use it, Monopoly pieces, whatever you want on the surface of Game Board, and it can allow you to play with anyone, anywhere. We've been officially incorporated since 2019, but we've been doing R&D and prototype development for over 3 years now, and we just launched beta about 2 weeks ago. So it's a very exciting time for us, and yeah, excited to be here.
Well, it is such an exciting product and just amazing what you've done in developing this and making it actually work and getting it in the hands of some people. So really a fun story and glad to see such success. By the way, I'm just going to cue this up about how I'm doing these introductions. So we have 3 companies at 3 different stages of development. And I picked Shale first for a couple of reasons, but she is the youngest of these 3 companies, just launching since 2019. But the next would be Colin McIntosh, who is the founder of Sheets and Giggles. And he has been doing this about 3 years in, and he's got, well, I won't spoil his story, but I'll say that I will spoil a little bit to say that Rocky's Venture Club and Rocky's Venture Fund have made multiple investments into his company. And despite being a physical product, which we'll talk more about later, he is just killing it with sales and marketing. But Colin, go ahead and introduce yourself and the company.
Well, if I'm killing it, then Jen's introduction is going to be really exciting. Thanks, Peter, and I'm really happy to be on the panel and put this together. And thanks for everyone who's listening and attending. And basically, I sat down on Sheets and Giggles. I founded it 4 years ago, but we started shipping 3 years ago last week. That was also the week where we won 2018's Denver Startup Week pitch competition, which is the giant styrofoam check above my head. And so we've been shipping for about 3 years now. We've had full-time employees for about 2.5 years. We did Techstars Boulder about 2.5 years ago. And it took us about 2 years from standing still, shipping our first box, to November 2020, which was our first $1 million gross sales month. Which is a really exciting upswing in trajectory. And of course, in the 36 months that we've been shipping, 18 of those have been in a COVID world. So we've had to figure out how to go remote, how to hire people remote, run the company remote. Have had to figure out a lot of logistics issues and other problems, and I'm sure we'll talk about some today. But where we are right now is we've either doubled or tripled or quadrupled, I think, 1 year, our revenue for 3 straight years since founding, and it's a great place to be, and we've got a lot more growth to go, and I feel like we're the growing pain stage company right now. So, and the company's been very lean. We've only raised about $4 million total in total funding over the years.
Great, thanks, Colin. Well, as Colin keyed up, now we're going to talk about our big dog here, Jens Nicolaisen he's co-founder of Shinesty, and Shinesty has been around for quite a while. It's been an established company that has been great to watch their amazing growth. And now they're at, I don't know how current this is, but last I looked, they were at 55, 60 some employees. And but I'll let you tell the story, Jens. Give us some background.
Totally. Well, really nice to meet everybody. This is going to be our 7th year, and I think we just passed our 100th employee. So
100th. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So we started around 2014, and we kind of like think of our business being in 2 stages, all of which have existed in this world of irreverent apparel. Sell some pretty eye-catching stuff along the lines of what I'm wearing today. COVID basically forced us into becoming an underwear company, though. So most people don't know this, but our #1 selling product on the site is black underwear. But no matter what you buy from us, whether it's a shirt that looks like this, some of our older party outfit oriented lines, or black underwear, we sell it all through our really irreverent branding. We try to force the world to take itself a little less seriously and focus on entertaining first and selling second in all of our marketing. So really excited to be here with these guys.
All right. Well, great story. I'm going to start by asking a question. It's actually not on our outline of what we talked about, but I'm going to ask you a question about passion for your business and how that led into building this brand. And the reason I want to ask that is I think we have three different stories about where this passion was that led to founding these businesses in the first place. And I'll start with Shale, because you have been passionate about board games forever. And you want to just talk about what led you to create this company?
Sure. I mean, my family immigrated here from India in the early 90s, and we moved to Manhattan, Kansas. Early 90s, pre-internet, no one looked like me, no one spoke my language. And, I learned English by playing it's Chutes and Ladders. It's Chutes and Ladders in America. It's Snakes and Ladders in India. I grew up playing, that game with a group of kids that were sitting outside this apartment complex. And I sat down and I started playing with them. And this is going to sound extremely nerdy, but that's okay. I'm a nerd. Gaming is like math. It's an equalizer, right? You don't have to understand the language in order to play it. And I sat down, I started playing with them, and it's how I, became a part of a community. It's how I learned English. It's how I made friends. And tabletop gaming, when I say gaming, has stuck with me since. I grew up playing Dungeons and Dragons and had laminated Magic the Gathering cards. And my career went in a different direction. I was a financial consultant. I worked for the State Department. I worked for the Nuclear Regulatory Committee, and I worked in hedge funds and in private equity in Manhattan, New York. But the whole time I'm a gamer, I was like, why can't I connect with people? Why doesn't gaming bring humanity back into it, right? Everything is in a virtual space, in a virtual world. You never meet people. And I think COVID taught us one thing. It is very difficult to replicate the virtual. You need a hybrid approach. And game boards is at this beautiful intersection of physical and digital. And not only is it my personal mission to bring that into humanity, but I think that not just gaming, the future of technology exists at this hybrid, this intersection between digital and physical. So for me, game board is not just passion, it is my life, right? I know this market because I am this market. And I chose this product because it kind of chose me, right? And it's deeply personal for me.
So with just, I'll just have the follow-on question then, because I wanted to talk about branding for each of you. So you took this passion, you built it into this product. Now I look at your website and I see pictures of people together, kids with cans of 7-Up, adults with beer, but just being together, interacting. Yeah. That seems to be how you're building your brand. How do you think about that passion you have for gaming and then the brand that you are building around this product and this company?
Everything that we do, from a hardware component level to the operating system we built to the UI UX interface, is built on this idea and notion that we are connecting players above the board. Game board should disappear, and it should be about how people connect. We want the product to disappear, and we want this to be about how people play together, because that is the power, right? The power is not I actually just had a conversation about this today. The main character in our story is not game board. The main character is the player. And how does a player benefit from what we are providing?